everybody, welcome to the Empressive channel. I wanted to do a music spotlight on the artist Christina Milian. Christina Milian is a pop and R&B singer slash actress and entrepreneur, and she made her big break in music in the early 2000s. Before Christina started singing professionally, she started off as an actress. In fact, one of her earlier roles was a small role on the hit sitcom Sister Sister. Christina did admit that it was hard for her to get certain acting roles as an Afro-Latina, so she had to change her stage name.
You changed your name originally when you started this acting thing. You were Christina
Flores.
Flores at first.
That's from my dad's name. And then when I first started my career, it was really difficult because I'm Hispanic, and when I got to Hollywood, I can go anyway. I'm Black Hispanic, so I go for all types of roles.
Right.
But I couldn't go for a Latina role because they said I didn't look Latina enough. And then for a Black role, they were like, well, her last name is Flores, so we don't even want to see her. So one day, my mom and I were sitting brainstorming, we're like, let's change the last name, and Milian is my mom's last name, actually. So it was sitting there. It was a great name. We didn't even think about it.
Once Christina changed her stage name, she was able to get more acting roles, and she eventually transitioned from acting to singing. She started off by writing music and working with the Grammy Award-winning producer Rodney Jerkins. In the year 2000, Christina landed her first feature on Ja Rule's song called Between Me and You. Between Me and You was the song that actually helped Christina Milian get her first record deal with Def Soul Records, which was a sub-label under Def Jam Records. Once Christina was signed, she was figuring out what to do with her music and her image next. Between Me and You was a great stepping stone for her, but the song was a little too provocative and it didn't properly represent who she was at that time. Christina also didn't care for the music that was written for her, so she began writing music for herself, and one of the songs she wrote was called Play. The executive at Sony at the time, Tommy Mottola, heard the song Play, and he wanted Christina's song to be given to Jennifer Lopez.
Initially, I was writing a song for myself called Play.
Yes,
and
I was going to touch on that.
Yeah, so it's called Play. That was the same, and then in that same week that I wrote Play, I also wrote AM to PM.
Wow.
So when I wrote AM to PM, I was so in love with AM to PM. I was like, there's no way they're going to put Play on the same album because it's also a party song, and I love AM to PM. If I'm going to tell a whole story, I would hate for that song to get knocked out over this one. But Play, funny enough, I wrote that song in about 10 or 15 minutes, and I really was like, oh my gosh, it was my birthday. And I sang the song when I went to the studio, and then I was like, it's okay. Next thing you know, Tommy Mottola heard it, and he picked it up and said, I want this song for J-Lo.
Play was J-Lo's second single, and J-Lo had no problem lip-singing to Christina Milian's vocals on the song. But Christina didn't mind because she did get paid for that song. Christina was more enthusiastic about releasing her other single, AM to PM. AM to PM was Christina's first solo single, and it was an up-tempo party song that fit the bubblegum pop sound of that time. The video also had some similarities to Maya's video Free, but that was the look and sound that Christina and her team were going for. Christina was marketed as a Black Britney Spears with Janet Jackson-inspired dance moves and an Aaliyah-inspired style. Her second single off her first album was called When You Look at Me, which was a bigger hit than AM to PM. Both of Christina's singles were international hits, but it didn't make any impact on the US radio. Christina was supposed to release her first album in the US. However, when 9/11 happened, her album was unable to be released in the States. Her music project was released in the UK and it did go gold, and eventually it was released internationally, which helped Christina gain a fan base overseas. After dropping her first album, Christina decided to move back into acting again. She sang the soundtrack for the popular Disney show Kim Possible, and she went on to audition for more acting roles. In 2003, Christina snagged a leading role in a movie called Love Don't Cost a Thing, alongside the comedian and actor Nick Cannon. The movie was a popular teen comedy, and it did introduce Christina Milian to a whole new audience. After filming her movie and touring overseas, Christina wanted to get back to creating more music. Around 2003, the trends in music did take a huge shift. Bubblegum pop music was no longer the sound that people were going for. Music became more hip and more edgy. Artists like Beyonce and Ashanti were taking over the R&B and pop lane, and their image was more sexualized. Christina Milian took note of this and decided to rebrand herself in a drastic way. In 2004, she dropped her single Dip It Low, and it stunned her fans. She went from being a cute bubblegum pop star to a sex kitten. Dip It Low was very suggestive, and it was also very catchy. The song was a hit on R&B and pop radio, and it did reach to number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts. Dip It Low was also certified gold through digital sales, and it was the biggest hit off of Christina Milian's album, It's About Time. After the success of Dip It Low, Christina earned 2 Grammy nominations, one for Best Contemporary R&B Album and one for Best Rap Sung Collaboration. The next single Christina released was called Whatever You Want, featuring the rapper Joe Budden. Whatever You Want failed to match the success of Dip It Low, and it quickly fell off the charts. Even though Christina was singing, she still didn't stop acting. Around that time, Christina starred in other movie projects like Pulse and the star-studded movie Be Cool. In 2005, Christina Milian prepared to release her 3rd album, So Amazing. So Amazing was more urban than her previous albums, and it was produced by hip-hop producers Cool and Dre. One of the singles that could have been on Christina's album was SOS. Christina turned that song down because she didn't care for it much, and it was too pop. The song SOS ended up going to Rihanna, which became a huge hit for Rihanna. Christina did release a single written by Jasmine Sullivan called Say I, featuring the rapper Young Jeezy. Say I was received very well by Christina's fans, but unfortunately, right when Christina was set to release her album, she was dropped by her label, Def Jam.
I think people did appreciate So Amazing. I think probably what was the most upsetting is I didn't get the chance to push it the way that it needed, because within 2 weeks of that album coming out, my record label dropped me.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, and I was set to go on TRL. I had the cover of Vibe magazine. I had a bunch of stuff lined up, and I still did TRL. By the way, the day that I found out that they were dropping me, I was supposed to go on TRL the next day, and they were like, "You don't have to do it if you don't want to." And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, of
Hello.
course.
I didn't let it stop me.
But
And
Say I was
shocking.
a smash hit, so I don't even understand.
Say I was a great hit.
Yes.
You know, that's why it was quite a shock for me. So, you know, the record label no longer backed it up. They didn't push it anymore.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like at a standstill trying to figure it out. But, you know, it was a great album, and I did still think that album has great potential.
So Amazing is still viewed as a fan favorite among Christina fans, but unfortunately Def Jam dropped Christina because of budget cutting. According to Christina Milian in her interview with Wrap Up magazine, the label was trying to save money and invest it in their artist Rihanna. She said, "It was embarrassing. It was a week after my album got put out. I would be in my room a lot of the time crying by myself." Christina wasn't the only one who was dropped by her label. More pop and R&B artists were getting filtered out, and the labels got stingier when it came to investing in artists. After Christina got dropped, she didn't know whether or not she wanted to continue doing music. But Christina got encouragement from one of her biggest inspirations, Janet Jackson. She said, "I bumped into Janet Jackson at a club. We talked for an hour, and I was telling her I don't know if I'm gonna do this. And she was like, 'Girl, don't let them stop you. I'm a fan, and you make good music.' She's a person I actually looked up to growing up. So her telling me that was really the day I was like, I'm not gonna let these people hold me down. It's time." In 2008, Christina signed with MySpace Records and started writing with other producers like Cool and Dre and Mad Scientist. She released a ballad called Us Against the World and dropped a music video with cinematic visuals. Us Against the World managed to get over 8 million streams on MySpace, but it was not a chart-topping hit for Christina. Christina ended up moving on to acting again. She filmed a sequel to Bring It On called Bring It On Fight to the Finish, and Bring It On Fight to the Finish was one of the favorites of the Bring It On franchise. Christina also starred in the ABC Family Christmas movie, Snow Globe. One acting role that never came into fruition for Christina was a TV series that she was supposed to star in along with Mario Lopez, and it was called 8 Days a Week. Unfortunately, during CW's writer's strike, the show never happened. During this time, Christina was in a relationship with the music producer, Dre from Cool and Dre. This wasn't Christina's first public relationship. Prior to dating Dre, she dated Nick Cannon for about 3 years. Christina started dating Nick after they filmed their movie Love Don't Cost a Thing, but that relationship ended because Nick didn't necessarily want to be faithful.
Me and Christina was cool. I don't think my relationship with Christina was any different than any other guy's relationship with their girl. Most dudes don't want to be in relationships. Bottom line, you can have the baddest chick in the world, which Christina was. But it's still at the same day, it's like our testosterone won't allow us to just buckle down and be like, all right, I want to be in a relationship. So, you know, me being young, me saying, look, I want to be out there and, you know, do my thing, but I was in love with it. So that was at the beginning. That's where it all started, you know, the conflict for me, to where it's like, all right, what do I do? How do I do this? I probably didn't handle it the best way I should have handled it. And I ended up, you know, getting out there and wilding a little bit. But nobody saw me cheating. You know what I mean? I ain't get caught. So don't take my player card. I just, you know, I kind of gracefully bowed out of the situation.
After Christina and Nick broke up, Christina started to date the producer Dre, and then she moved on to another music producer, The Dream. Christina met The Dream when she started working with him in early 2009. She was planning on releasing a project that was produced by The Dream and Tricky Stewart called Elope, but that project never happened. Christina, however, did actually elope with The Dream after dating him for several months. She got pregnant and they got married, and in 2010, Christina gave birth to her first child, Violet. Christina did take a break from music around this time, but she was still working in the studio with her husband, The Dream. While Christina was in the studio, she co-wrote a song called Baby, which was given to the artist Justin Bieber. Baby became a huge international hit for Justin.
As far as Justin Bieber, that was a thing that my ex-husband at the time, I was pregnant with my daughter, and it was one of those things that he asked me to like get on board to write with him. So that worked out for the song Baby.
I don't know, but those couple were big records.
Yeah, I'm happy with it.
You're good with it.
Yeah, Justin, sing away, baby, baby.
Thanks for the check.
Christina Milian and The Dream got a nice check for writing the song Baby. They clearly had a great music relationship, but unfortunately, their marriage wasn't that great. Christina and The Dream broke up after pictures were leaked of The Dream frolicking around with another woman. The whole scandal was very embarrassing for Christina Milian, and it led to their inevitable split. After Christina's messy divorce with The Dream, she moved on and started dating the CEO of Young Empire Music Group, Jazz Prince. Jazz Prince was the one who discovered Drake and got him a deal on Lil Wayne's record label, Young Money Records. Jazz also helped Christina Milian get a deal at Cash Money Records. However, when Christina joined Cash Money, she did get sidetracked, and she got sidetracked by none other than Lil Wayne. Christina was in a relationship with Jazz, and they even got engaged. However, they broke up, and when they broke up, Christina started dating Lil Wayne. It was alleged that Lil Wayne took Christina from Jazz Prince, but according to her, she broke up with him because he slipped up, meaning he cheated. That became a perfect opportunity for Lil Wayne to slip in and take Christina for himself. And he dedicated a whole freestyle to her, saying how he could treat her better than Jazz. The freestyle was called Tina Turnup Needs a Tune-Up. And in some of the lyrics, he said, "I'm tired of dudes just getting stuff they don't deserve, that don't belong to them, blood. I'm a thief. I take your soul, your heart, I take your life, I take your Tina," meaning Christina. "She need a king, F the Prince," meaning Jazz Prince. So these were intentional shots at Jazz Prince. Lil Wayne and Jazz already had a history of feuding due to some business conflicts involving Drake. Lil Wayne always had his eyes on Christina, and he wanted her for a long time. So he didn't hesitate to date her, and he probably dated Christina to spite Jazz.
So you were dating Christina Milian, and then she ended up...
I was engaged to Christina.
You were engaged to Christina Milian.
Yeah.
You're right. I forgot about that. You were engaged to Christina Milian, and then she ended up...
Yeah, I actually helped to get that deal over there with him.
She was signed to Cash Money. Man,
I put that
you're right.
together,
I forgot
so,
all about that.
yeah.
Okay. So you were engaged to Christina Milian.
Yeah.
And then you guys broke up.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Did it have anything to do with Wayne?
I wouldn't say it had nothing to do with Wayne, but I mean, you know, we just separated and, you know, she got with Wayne.
You know, what ultimately caused that breakup?
I don't even know. We're cool though, so it don't even matter. Like me and her cool. Like we talk, we cool.
That's what's up. You and Wayne are still cool?
No.
No.
I haven't even spoke to him.
You know, I still love Jazz. Jazz is great people.
How much overlap was there in dating Wayne and Jazz? Because aren't they both involved in Drake in some way?
Yeah, they're both involved with the Drake situation, but I wasn't overlapping.
There was no overlap there. Because I had heard some rumblings that Jazz wasn't so happy about the Wayne thing.
Well, of course not. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even Wayne for like, oh gosh, like when I first started my career, like he was one of the first people that got my number somehow and like used to text me and stuff like that. And then that fizzled out.
So
I never
he hunted
thought
you
anything
for a
of
minute.
it.
He
Yeah, like
hunted
a
you
good
for a minute.
15 years. 14, 15 years.
He was like, I'm a bag that I don't care.
But I never thought it would happen. And next thing you know, like it was really literally.
I don't care. I'm on the hunt.
Oh, he went in after that. And he was like, he started writing songs, started going in. He's a lover. That's all it is. That boy is a lover. He loves to be loved. He loves to get love. And also like the attention span sometimes is just different. You never know what comes along. It doesn't mean he doesn't mean it. I think he really completely loves when he's in love.
Do you love Lil Wayne as a romantical? Is he your boyfriend?
He's my man crush, everything. How about that? Is that a good answer?
When Christina started dating Lil Wayne, it did stir up some controversy because one of Lil Wayne's baby mamas was upset, and that baby mama was the singer NIVEA. NIVEA found it strange that Christina got in a relationship with two of her exes. One of those exes was The Dream. NIVEA was married to The Dream and had children with him, and Christina also got married to The Dream and had a child with him. Also, NIVEA was engaged to Lil Wayne and had a child with him, and Christina coincidentally started dating Lil Wayne too. Because of this, Christina was heavily criticized for dating Wayne.
You know, everyone's talking on the internet. What is the status between, say, you and Christina Milian?
Oh, we have no status. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But the status actually for me has been that we were mothers or are mothers of siblings who, you know, are co-siblings. It's just such a damn crazy story. But you know what I'm saying. She married the same dude I did. We have a child. She has a daughter by my ex-husband, who's now her ex-husband as well, who is my eldest three siblings, other half freaking sibling. Now she's dating my other baby daddy. So go figure. I haven't talked to her.
Maybe she's
only thing I was concerned about is making sure that Violet, her daughter, is in my kids' life. They know their little sister, and that's my main thing. Although the craziness is just people being damn crazy. It's nothing I can do about that. But
I'm with your.
I definitely don't support the craziness, but it is what it is.
What's your take on Wayne allegedly dating Christina Milian? Because, you know, now you have Dream, Christina, NIVEA, like, you know what I mean?
I think that's a hot mess.
Very intermixed these days.
I think that is a hot mess, if you want my honest opinion. That's just too much.
It's a hot mess.
Yes.
Why do you say it's a hot mess?
I just don't think that's cool. Like, it's too many other women out there to date your son's mother, ex-husband, girl. Like, it's just too much. So it's just a lot to explain to your kids. Like, it's just way too much. So I feel NIVEA on that.
Like, well, maybe I should have checked out maybe his history and his dating history. I thought maybe it was different just because it felt different and we really were completely in it. He even respectfully so, like, even spoke to Dream, like, when we first started dating, like, because he knows we have children and obviously the whole NIVEA situation. But honestly, it was more out of respect. Even that was like a manly thing that kind of made our relationship and our situation, I felt, a little different.
Christina brushed off all the criticism when it came to her relationship with Lil Wayne. She started making music with Lil Wayne. In fact, she was featured on Lil Wayne's song called Start a Fire, and they both performed their song together at the American Music Awards. Even though their performance got a horrible reception, Christina and Lil Wayne made it clear that they were dating. Lil Wayne also appeared on Christina's 4th music project called For You, and the song he was featured on was Do It. Christina also dropped music videos for her other 3 songs, Rebel, Liar, and Like Me, featuring Snoop Dogg. Around this time, Christina had a reality show called Christina Milian Turned Up. The reality show focused on Christina's family, and it also gave people an inside look of Christina's personal life. Unfortunately, while Christina was filming her reality show, she dealt with the embarrassing news of her boyfriend, Lil Wayne, cheating on her with another woman.
The blogs are posting stories that Wayne's ex has popped up to his show in Arizona, and she is still wearing her engagement ring. When you see a picture, it's kind of like the answer's right there. There's not a lot that I can dispute there. He's at a concert and there's some girl who creeps up on the stage or whatever. And so I asked him about it. He was like, nah, babe, she's just some rapper, some wannabe rapper who's just trying to be seen, but she ain't nobody. So I looked at her Instagram page and I saw a picture of her in like some little, like, some little shorts and a little sports bra, but it's in his house.
Another woman by the name of Corinne Steffens came out and said that she had relations with Lil Wayne while he was dating Christina. Lil Wayne's infidelity and lies caused him and Christina to break up.
We could be so happy, and I feel like he keeps breaking my heart and just like tearing away the love that I have for him. I've never loved anyone the way that I love Wayne. Not even my ex-husband. I've never loved anyone the way that I love him. I've never had anyone understand me the way that he has.
Christina's breakup with Lil Wayne was very public and embarrassing. In a way, Christina's public relationships did somewhat affect her music career. People were more interested in her relationships than they were in her music. She dated several men in the music industry, and it had some people thinking that Christina was only dating these men to help her music career and get free tracks. But that wasn't the case, according to Christina. Her relationships were genuine, but it just didn't last. Over the years, Christina's music career did lose a lot of steam. However, Christina was involved in other projects that helped keep her name afloat. She competed on a dance show called Dancing with the Stars, and she also continued to act. She starred in several Christmas movies on TV, and she also starred in Baggage Claim and Fallen in Love. On top of that, Christina was a correspondent on the Emmy Award-winning show, The Voice. Christina is currently starring in a series produced by 50 Cent called The Oath. Additionally, she has other businesses. She owns her own jewelry line called House of Fine Gold. She has a pastry company called Beignet Box. And also she owns a wine company called Viva Diva Wines. Not only that, she co-founded an automated messenger app called Chatbot. Christina also launched several fashion lines, and she currently has a collaboration with the fashion company called Z Crave. Outside of having successful businesses, Christina's personal life has taken a turn for the better. She currently is in a relationship with the French singer Matt Pokora, and she is expecting her second child with Matt. Even though Christina is not as popular in music as she once was, she still had a lot of success in other areas, and she has accomplished a lot in her career. Anyway, tell me what you all think about this video down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you care. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.